I'm going to introduce to you a few words which you may come across in this chapter. If there are words which other than these which you are not familiar with, please do send a message to me. I'll try to explain it. Also, if you don't understand any topic when I'm explaining, please send me a message. I'll try to explain it further. So let us go through the words which you may come across here. Nationalism is the first one. Of course, we are studying about nationalism in Europe. So you need to understand what do you mean by nationalism. Nationalism is the feeling of belonging to a group with common identity and share a common history or descent. In other words, it's the loyalty and devotion towards a nation. So it is a feeling of belonging to a group with common identity and they share a common history or descent. Remember, it doesn't need to be there for a long time or it is a history of being together. No, it could be reaction of actions by some leaders who gather the group together, or it could be a result of a revolution or an agitation or some geographical speciality. But important point is they have a common identity and they share a common history or descent. That is nationalism. That feeling. They belong together to a group. That feeling is called nationalism. Next one is nation state. Nation state is a sovereign state resided by comparatively homogeneous group formed by common language, race, religion or territory of people who share a feeling of common identity and history or descent. Again, you can see some part of the definition of nationalism come across there. It is because a sovereign state, nation state is a sovereign state resided by same nationalist people. In other words, it's a state where people with common identity and share a common history or descent live together. That's the nation state. The nations we see around us today is nation state because that's resided by a group of people who share a common identity and have a common history or descent. Next word is absolutist. Absolutist is a government or a system of rule that has got no restraints on the power exercised, often referred to a form of monarchical rule or dictatorship. So the important point there is they have got no restraints or no restrictions, no control on the power exercised by this system or government. There is nobody to control them, so they can use as much power as they want. Such a government is called, such a system is called absolutist. Next word is utopian. Utopian is a vision of a society that is so ideal, so perfect, that it is unlikely to exist. We know that perfect societies and ideal societies doesn't exist. It's a concept. It's just a vision. So whenever such idea is put forward, we often say that it's an utopian idea. So utopian is a vision of a society that is so ideal that it is unlikely to exist. Next one is republic. I know that you're familiar with it, but just to explain it further. It is a state where the supreme power is held by the people and their elected representatives. So the authority to rule is with the people. That's a republic. Aristocracy. Aristocracy is a class or a group of people believed to be superior. It's a class of people who believe they are the elected ones, they are the chosen ones, they are superior to everybody else, they are special. Such a group who feels like that, such a group is called aristocracy. In reality, they may not be superior, but they feel they are superior and they are above everyone. Such a group is called aristocracy. Next one is universal suffrage. Universal suffrage is a technical term used for the right of all citizens to vote in an election. It's a word common referred for the right of people, all the citizens to vote in an election. Next one is allegory. Allegory is when an abstract idea is represented by a person or a thing. I know it's a bit confusing. It's an abstract idea. An idea of a state, idea of liberty, idea of freedom. Such abstract ideas which cannot be clearly depicted is represented by a thing or a person. The best example is Statue of Liberty. The statue is of a lady who has got a torch of enlightenment in her hand, but she represents the liberty, the freedom of a country. So that Statue of Liberty is a statue of a lady, but it represents a free nation. That is called allegory. Next one is Romanticism. Romanticism is a cultural movement which aimed at developing a particular form of national sentiment and promote a feeling of collective heritage as the basis of a nation. Remember, Romanticism, it's a cultural movement which is actually aimed in developing a national sentiment and make people feel that they belong to that group. So, such cultural movements could be poems, paintings, dramas, plays, whatever. Such it's a cultural movement which is aiming at developing a national sentiment and a collective feeling of a common heritage and it's the basis of a nation. These are the few terms I want to introduce to you. Now, let us move forward.